All right, good evening, everybody. I'm Plywood. It's been a little over a week since I have been on this channel. Uh, Hello, I'm back. Still not too sure how my schedule's gonna work out with streaming to this channel. We're gonna have to look into that, but tonight we're gonna be able to stream, and tonight I'm gonna start learning in earnest Metal Gear Solid 4 Naked Normal, New Game Plus, and teaching me is one of the OG Solid Forerunners, as far as I'm concerned. Sergeant Silent, how are you doing?
Hi, hello. I'm doing good, Getting near the end of my day, but I'm ready to get started on this. Get another MGS4 runner in the books. I'm excited. I heard we were learning the whole game in one session. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna
All
do
right.
the
All right.
whole thing
Whole
in 3 hours. I'm
thing.
sure it'll go really well, especially Act 3. Learning that and like, all right, you can't even spend time on it. It's just like, all right, we're going. Good luck.
Yeah. Oh.
So yeah, I'm excited to learn this game. A mixture of excitement and dread. So that's pretty much the best thing to do. The best feeling to have when speedrunning, honestly, is that mixture. If you
Yeah.
ask me. Yeah, for sure.
I would agree. I feel the same way, except this is my first time on the channel as a coach, officially. So, same feeling, different reason, but I'm sure this will work fine for both of us.
Well, the good news is that since I've coached so many times, I know what I need, so to speak. So I will try to ask good questions and
Alright.
hopefully not hold up the process. I mean, it doesn't seem like Act 1 is too hard.
Nah.
So,
Nope. A lot of it's just gonna be getting familiar with the game, familiar with the controls. When do we skip? When do we move? When do we menu? Simple things like that. That's what from teaching this game I've learned is it's just getting used to the game is most of what takes Act 1 a while to teach.
fantastic. So I'm going to change the scene on over and we're going to start episode 30 of I'm No Rookie, y'all.
Alright.
I am also going to make sure that the audio is... Oh, I disappeared.
Oh no!
Why am I gone? That's weird. Don't worry. That's so strange because you could see me. Oh, that's why. Don't worry. We figured it out. I'm back. Should be back. Just give it a moment. Just
I'm on the
refresh.
edge of my seat. I'm watching.
There we go. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Oh, let's go. Wow, you can really tell the difference in our blacks now. I see what you mean. Holy crap.
I was mentioning this to Sarge ahead of time. Like, your blacks are super gray, and mine are like pure black. I wonder if that's gonna be a problem later on for me, but who knows? Okay,
Alright.
so I'm gonna let you take the lead as far as
Sure.
where we're going from here.
Okay. So I guess I want to ask about how much content would you like to absorb at one time? Like, do you want to leave that up to me, or do you want to do, say, one checkpoint, one room at a time? Do you have a
First,
preference there?
the first thing I would like is kind of like a rundown on general gameplay as far as like what makes Solid 4 as a run. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay. Well, Solid 4 is definitely gonna control differently from every other Metal game. I don't think a single Metal Gear game, maybe Peace Walker, controls slightly like it. The other thing is MGS4 has a lot of options, a lot of customizations. There's a lot of different ways you can approach every scenario in this game. So it's entirely possible we'll find new things today, just playing through this together.
Cool. So I guess we'll just start with ground zero, and you can give me a little bit of a lay down on controls and stuff.
Yep. So the first thing is this game is strictly IGT. If you're on Legacy, that's supposedly the fastest, but we're not explicitly certain. For the purposes of a speedrun, you'll notice this loading screen here, how mine flicked to the red press start and then yours clicked. The moment you see this press start begin flashing, your IGT has started ticking. So if you were doing a run, you would want to be mashing or whatever, comfortably pressing start to
Tapping
get
start like the whole time.
Yes.
I
So
don't know if I want to mash start.
immediately when you get in, you're gonna hold the analog stick slightly up left and roll towards the truck, and you're gonna hold X while you roll, and that'll cause Snake to go prone. If you just stand there for too long, Snake will automatically do it for you. And then, because this is a new game, we already have all our equipment and everything, so things like this AK are fine to pick up. We don't have to worry about it. There is a body here, so you want to walk a little wide around it instead of walking on it. And we're just going to run straight down this alley, and at about this little nook, I'm just gonna roll in and hold X, and Snake will lay down right into the cutscene. So, I've skipped a cutscene, and I'm about to skip another one. The fastest way to skip cutscenes is hold up on the left analog and push start, and that will buffer your up input to go onto the skip. And then
You can't do
press
that with
X.
a D. You can't do that with D-pad.
You can with D-pad if you're more comfortable with it, but analog puts a faster input in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have. Yep. And then the last room of Act 0 is just gonna be hug this wall, go around. Otherwise, this gecko will kick you if you're too close to him. And you're just gonna head straight to this doorway. And you're just gonna roll in and lay down. Now, a big thing I want to point out during that first little run there is you'll notice that I set Snake a fixed direction, and then I adjusted the camera. You're gonna get more fine-tunement out of adjusting the camera because Snake will always head into the way the camera is facing, as opposed to trying to adjust Snake, who only has 8 directional movement in this game.
Wait a minute.
Right?
Wait a minute. You can't. Snake does not have 360 movement.
No, the camera has 360. Snake himself only has 8 directional movement.
That's kind of bizarre. Like, so I have to. I mean, it kind of reminds me. It kind of reminds me of like the Fox Engine games, or at least with Survive. Like I'm changing the camera more than changing the movement. I'm just holding forward the whole time.
That is, it's gonna be very similar to that. You're going to be changing the camera more than you're changing Snake.
Okay. All right. So let me catch up.
Yup.
And get a little bit used to how. So you go underneath the truck. I have to.
Yep.
You have to press start. You can't hold start. You have to actually press start.
Correct. You have to press start, but you can press the X button to skip the cutscene. However, you can hold the analog or D-pad up, whatever you're more comfortable with.
Okay. Okay. I don't think I realized that he was only 8-way movement when I was playing this game.
Yeah, if you keep the camera fixed and you mess with that, you'll see that Snake will always snap, if you will, to like an angle. The
Yeah.
camera will let him free move, but he's always like snapping to these different directions.
So I'm guessing you do use the 8-way, but generally speaking, you try to like hold forward with the camera.
Correct. Yeah. Generally, you're trying to move forward and adjust Snake or adjust the camera. But if you have to make a large adjustment, you'll be turning Snake himself.
Okay. So you hug this wall. Oh, no, there's a cutscene here.
Yep. So that little divot there, I can go back and show you again on my feed if you'd like to see, is where you would typically roll. So rolling in this game, just like typical Metal Gear, the first half of the roll is faster. So if you can roll into a load zone, you want to, and you want to roll in holding X because that makes Snake lay down, and only any part of Snake has to touch the load zone line, and that counts.
Okay. Okay,
Alright.
so I could just hold the analog up, but I just
Yep.
press start and then press X. So
Yep.
I guess I'll just kind of do like a um claw kind of thing.
If you're comfortable with that, I can see what you're talking about. Yeah. I mean, I
I have
just
my index finger on start and then
Oh, yeah,
my
if you
thumb
wanna
on.
be really fast, yeah, that would work. I just do thumb for both because I don't wanna be crazy fast. I know, um, we recently looked into, turbo for cutscene skipping, so if you're interested in that to ease on hand pains, it is allowed for
But,
cutscene
but,
skipping.
but then you would need a pressure sensitive turbo. I
Yeah.
don't want to think about that, frankly. I'll be honest with you. It's not something I want to really consider.
So
Okay, so okay,
okay.
just so I um have a sense of some of this other stuff.
Yeah.
So you were saying earlier, like before we started, that is like the aiming stuff. Like you're not really going to be. I never really see runners fire an FPV.
Right.
They just like it's just like the auto aim, right? That's what people use.
Right. And on this difficulty, we actually don't want to use auto aim. So if you push the
Oh,
square
okay.
button, you'll turn auto aim off. Auto aim is more for a bike chase or liquid easy where enemies just go down in one hit kind of thing. On this difficulty, you're actually going to want to hit headshots or body shots if you do have to take anybody out. uh,
So you do over the shoulder aiming if I were to actually hit someone.
Yes, I actually find that aiming in first person, if you look down the iron sights of guns, is less accurate than over the shoulder aiming.
You know, it's not supposed to be like that.
It's not, but I swear it is.
I'm not doubting you. I'm just saying like that's very solid for to be just completely off the wall with you'd think you would aim in FPV, but I noticed like I never see anyone running this game aim in FPV. They always aim
Yeah,
in
I
third
mean,
person.
on top of the fact that I just described it doesn't aim well, look how long it takes to even get into FPV and adjust your shot. Like, it just feels faster to me to aim in third person anyway.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the same deal in you know, the games that are not over the shoulder, you know, like if you don't have to aim in first person, you don't want to, right? Because it
Yeah,
takes time to
absolutely.
go into FPV. At least you can
Absolutely.
still move. That's good.
Yeah,
But
that is true. There is an argument for a first person only run if you wanted to do that.
that sounds like a category extension.
Maybe someday.
You're just
So
always walking around with the gun out.
have to do first person only. So something to notice is ahead of the game or ahead of time you put cycle on. It's good to get familiar with what your cycle is. So this cycle is fixed. You'll always start with the AK. Your next cycle will always be empty, and then your next cycle will always be stun knife. That's important because this room is going to require some strats that are timing based. Thankfully, this room has been made easier. Shoutouts to Major Zero for the faster line. But we're going to have to reload this game or this room to teach you that optimally, because cycles in
Naturally.
this game. So these guys here, they started walking. A lot of cycles in this game are based on once the camera loads the entity in, as well as Snake crossing a threshold. So when I crossed this line and turned the camera, these two guards started moving, which began a cycle in the room. So like essentially this whole room has changed now because I've done that. On this difficulty, that's especially going to matter because we're on naked normal. Guards will have pretty poor hearing. So yeah, you're gonna wanna make a save if you didn't, so you can just load. It's okay if you didn't. This is still pretty early on, and then we can go
I
back.
made a save. I made a save. So don't worry. I remember playing some TBE and
Yeah.
doing this mess. These first few screens on TBE casually are pretty brutal.
Yes, I will 100% agree with that. If you're not familiar with the strats, these can be rough. Oh, I'm gonna have to make my own saves.
You're like, where am I?
Man who makes save
I
pack
told
can't
I
find
told you.
save.
I told you. It's too much. It's way too much.
Yielding solution.
Thank you for the luck.
Also, don't push circle to skip cutscenes.
That cancels it.
This is not a Japanese game. So that dip right there, you might have seen that. That's where I like to roll for a visual cue, like right when the sidewalk does that small jut out. That guarantees you you roll into the cutscene.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty easy.
Yep,
This
it's just
this is not even a big deal of a 2 rooms. It's just run forward
nope,
basically.
nope. I mean, I don't have the exact numbers of rolling saves, but it definitely does save time, so you want to get it when you can.
For sure.
Okay. I'm gonna make my own save this time.
It's a good idea.
A lot of MGS4 is going to be like rooms on cycles that we're both pretty much gonna have to save and reload on, because I'm gonna have to explain the room and then actually reload the room to do it. It's really hard to teach and do MGS4 at the same time, from my experience.
You can't like pause mid room.
Sometimes you can, but I'm it's rough for me personally. Also, when you get those contextual menus like there that popped up auto camo, you could skip those by pushing X, triangle, or start, whatever you're most comfortable with. Triangle is the easiest that doesn't bring up any menus. So you're gonna skip the triangle with octocam, or skip the octocamo with triangle or X. You're going to stand up and immediately push R2 to swap your AK off. And that's because you move significantly slower with a two-handed weapon on. So you're gonna come around, you're gonna fire the AK down this road, and then you're just gonna walk with your ration, or run with your ration equipped. And you can see here, I'm mostly turning my camera. The line I'm taking here is the most optimal, just following these cubbies. But as long as you're roughly along this line, it's not going to be too bad. Go inside this barrel, and then you're going to roll at that last lick of sunlight to get into this. Now, the reason that we shoot the gun is because there is a cutscene there that if you walk into the trigger during anything less than a caution, it will trigger a like 25-second long unskippable cutscene.
It's like they're like looking at bodies or something, or like a truck comes or something like
and
that.
an APC rolls down the road and it unloads all those guys I ran past. They come out of the truck and are already there. Whereas if you take this shot, they're further down the road, and you don't have to watch the cutscene.
So, does it matter in particular where I shoot the gun?
No, as long as you shoot it before around the second pillar, you need to shoot it once you've rounded the corner so that the guards in the street will look at you and see you. But other than that, no. You could fire it wherever you're comfortable with. It's just gonna be swapping off the AK, swapping back onto the AK, and then swapping back off of the AK. And that's just gonna be learning to press R2 on a cycle system, which I believe you are new to the cycle system in terms of speedrunning.
Yes.
So that will be the biggest thing that takes
I
getting
mean
used to.
I guess Survive kinda has a cycle system, but it's not like MGS4's cycle system.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
So
see
yeah,
if I can.
yeah, I would go ahead and do that. These two rooms are pretty much the hardest rooms. On this difficulty, they're relatively simple, but you definitely want to practice these rooms.
Oops.
Yeah. So that's the auto aim function. If you forget to turn auto aim off, that's what happens. So auto aim is a simple square tap to turn it on or off.
It's a lot of, like, inputs you have to do right at the start.
Right, yeah. That's the downside to setting auto aim to be on in the settings, is you have to remember to turn it off. But you know. All right, so that's
So should I
Hmm?
keep auto aim on for
N-
this run?
I would turn it off for LE, and LE and bike chase are pretty much the only times you ever use it. Oh,
Do you
you mean
just, like,
like in the options? Oh yeah, no, just leave it on. Once you've turned it off, it will be off until you tap square again. And square is not really used in this game, so you'll probably not find yourself accidentally tapping square unless you're used to some other game where square is a common button.
Okay. Should I make a save at red zone as well?
No. This room is pretty simple. We're just gonna run into this door, and we're just gonna take a straight diagonal line through this room. There's not really any reason to save in this room. You're just running through it. So you're just, as you can see on the map there, you're just gonna run straight through the center, and then you're just gonna take a roll and go prone into this cutscene.
So, entering red zone from this other end is the line improvement, I take it?
Yes. Entering this way and then going through the middle. That has it's saved, I think the old route was 53 seconds and the new route is 41 seconds. So between me and Major, this saved about 12 seconds in lines.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty massive.
That is massive. Okay, I will catch up now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so another thing is you'll notice you sometimes enter rooms crouched. You want to stand up as soon as possible, but be careful not to mash too hard or Snake will roll, and that's going to be slower than if you had just slowed down to actually time your X press. All right, so now we're at the first, thanks Snake. Now we're at the first menu. So I'm gonna teach you the simple menuing here. So you're gonna want to match start to get through these 4 boxes. It's gonna be your 2 pistols, your 2 items, and then it's gonna bring up your pause here. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is go on to weapons, which is 1 down, and you're gonna want to select your stun knife. You're going to want to go right to, and you're going to be on the P90. Now, you don't need the P90, but it's very beginner friendly. So I recommend it when you're a new player and you just want to have an anti-personnel weapon that's not the pistol. If you're more comfortable using a pistol, or you're free to keep that on, but I recommend the P90 for
I
starting off.
mean, so I'll ask this question because from what I could tell, like for the frogs, you want to use a submachine gun. Have you tried the other SMGs and you just found like the
Yeah.
P90 to be
So
the best
yeah,
overall?
the P90 in this game has the highest damage, the highest fire rate, the highest capacity. Like if you
Hey, the
uh
Patriot is infinite ammo though.
the Patriot is extremely inaccurate and will cause Snake will hit every part of the barn except for the target if you fire the
It's
Patriot.
okay, fair enough.
I have tested the Patriot. It cannot hit anything.
How
But
about the Bison though? That's 64 rounds.
I do believe the Bison uh it does not use the same ammo. So the other problem here is not really on this difficulty, is that all the frogs carry P90s, so you have an infinite supply of P90
Ah,
ammo. If you fire some of these other guns and you run out of ammo, you then have to open Drebin up and buy more ammo. Now, so I've not actually ran through frogs using the Bison, using the VZ. I have not done that, but I can tell you from the testing I have done that you could see these weapon statistics here. When you balance the weapon out in terms of specifically what makes the P90 good is its accuracy. If you aim at the head, iron sights or not iron sights, over the shoulder P90, you hit the head over the shoulder P90 at pretty much any range.
okay.
So,
Hey, I don't know how much I want to trust these statistics, though. To be honest with you.
some of them don't make much sense. I will agree with you there. And again, the P90 loses time to even menu it in. World Record actually uses the Mark II pistol, but this is just a more beginner friendly route to have it in
But that
already.
doesn't. This menu does not lose IGT, though,
No, it
right?
does. This menu loses IGT. IGT is ticking right now.
Oh, I thought for some reason I thought these menus did not count.
Unfortunately, pretty much everything we're going to see counts against IGT here. So you have to do this
Jeez.
menu as quickly as possible.
Well, that makes me a sad boy. But okay.
Yep. So you're gonna want to drop the P90 on. Oops, I'm hitting the circle button. I've been playing Japanese games. You're gonna drop the P90 on. Then you're gonna move over to the AK. You're gonna tap right twice. Hold on, let me think about this. It's been a while. Yep. You're gonna tap right twice, and you're gonna push up until you get to the MGL.
Right twice. I'm on submachine gun. Or it's right twice from. Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
Th-
Yeah, right twice from submachine gun. My bad.
okay. So then the MGL. That's the grenade launcher.
Right.
Do I need to mount anything?
No, you won't need to customize that weapon if that's what you're asking.
Are customizations actually relevant later on?
Yes. One of them is relevant to this speed run. You don't have to do it now. Well, you can't do it now. But yes, one of them is relevant to this run. Two, if you want to do like IL strats, but again, you're losing time to menus to compensate for that. If you do that.
Right. Well,
Um,
I got to do the Shadow Moses trilogy, so.
uh,
Okay, so MGL for
yeah.
the AK.
All right, so MGL for the AK, and then you're gonna skip the operator.
That's always going to be like in my
Yeah.
inventory.
So yeah, the way MGS full works is after certain scripted scenes, the game will force guns into your inventory whether you want them to or not.
Yeah, I
And
remember
it
this casually. It'll like the operator's like always in your inventory,
and
even if you don't want the operator.
it does have a replacement hierarchy, but the basic thing you need to know is operators always going to be in your inventory. And then over the Mark II, you're going to push circle. It's going to put you back on other firearms because the last thing you did was MGL. You're going to push right once, and you're going to push up once, and you're going to pop these sleep gas satchels on here. And again, I am hitting circle because Japanese games.
Yeah, you told me to hit circle. I'm like, okay, now I'm back at the.
Dang it! You're gonna hit X. I'm sorry.
So you go to the sleep satchels, which is in.
Right.
Okay, it's at the bottom of the explosives.
From other firearms, it's gonna be right, and then up, and it'll be the bottom one, and push X on the satchels to equip them. And then your bottom slot will be empty. You put the P90 in the bottom when you were messing around with menus and ended up swapping it. So
How do I remove something?
push
Just
square on it.
okay.
Just pop square on that stun knife, and it will disappear.
So you'd have the P90, the MGL, the operator, and the satchels.
Yes.
And when I'm running around, I'm gonna. Is the pistol and the satchel have the same speed as having nothing, or what's the speed hierarchy on that? Because you're saying two-handers are slow.
Two-handers are definitively slow. I do not believe, off the top of my head, I do not have numbers, but I do not believe there was a significant difference between nothing and one-handed weapon. 90% of the time you're gonna be running around with one-handed weapon, because your inventory will almost never have nothing in it, and you're gonna want to be able to pull up, say your pistol or whatever on a moment's notice in case something
Okay.
does happen.
Fair enough, though. I will, for your own, because you know how I am. I'm gonna like think of certain things. Is for ILs, if it
Yeah.
is faster to run with nothing versus having something equipped slightly, then that would be relevant for an IL.
I know a very easy place to test that I can definitely do that. I feel like it's been tested, but information doesn't get recorded and then it gets lost and it has to get redone. Yeah.
Then you have to actually write it down that time.
Yeah, I've made a knowledge dump on the wiki, so I
That's
do
a good
not lose
FAQ
stuff.
question. That's a very good FAQ question about running
Agreed.
speeds. Okay, so P90 MGL operator satchel, and then
So you're gonna push
then we're
then you're
good,
gonna
right?
push circle to go back, and then you're gonna go to items. You're gonna go down one to the Mark II, and then you can either push you're gonna go to the Mark II, push X, and you're gonna push right one, and then down two, and you're gonna pop the syringe on.
You're already gonna have that right. Like, I'm never gonna have to go back into items, I'm guessing, at this point.
Correct. At this point, you should not have to, especially on this difficulty. You have 15 rations. If you make your own save, you'll have a similar amount. But ultimately, you could get through this difficulty without ever losing a ration. So yeah, you should never have to come into items again by putting this in here now.
What the hell's the scanning plug? I don't even know what that is.
The scanning plug is a optional item. It lets you come up to an enemy soldier, and during a CQC, you can grab them, and it will reveal their emotion to you without you needing to wear the solid eye.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't do anything.
Highly specific, but okay. Fantastic.
All right, and then you're gonna back out one more time, and on this difficulty, you don't have to worry about a costume. If you did, you would go to camouflage and then select the cloth, and then
Right,
change
you
your
would put on
costume.
the disguise.
Right.
Middle East disguise.
We're on a nice simple difficulty, so all you have to do is go face camo and then push up one, and you're gonna put everybody's favorite contentious item on Big Screamy.
I'm Big Screamy. I'm all listen. You knew ahead of time. I'm all about speed, so big screaming all the way.
And then, so this game, you might know from MGS3, you can push the start button to instantly exit the menu, regardless of what you're in. MGS4 is no different. Doesn't matter how far you are into context menus. One start press, you're out.
That's very that I will say is nice for sure. Though I think, why do I feel like MGS3 is not the same way. I don't think it
No,
is.
MGS3 is.
It is? Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
explicitly have memories of Raichu yelling at me to push start button when done with a menu. So after you're done with your menu, you're gonna push start, and all you're gonna do is we need to head to that door over there. So we're gonna head snake that way while rotating the camera.
We're going backwards.
Correct. We're going through that depth, and we're just gonna go straight, and we don't care about anyone or anything. We're just gonna run.
Everyone is gonna be very terrified of us.
And we're gonna roll into this zone.
Now, that looks so goofy.
Now you can turn right earlier than I did. It's a little faster, but you're more likely to get shot if you don't spook the guy. And getting shot, the stagger is slower than the optimal line, and hoping that little section I just ran through, there's 100% chance that there'll be a stray shot. There is a, I don't know, chance that it hits you. And there is a even less known chance that it guarantees a headshot. You might have experienced that in casual play, but basically, there's always a shot. Whether it hits you or not is unknown.
The bullet flies, but whether it hits you or not, I mean, it's not like a headshot is actually going to kill on this difficulty,
No,
right? It's just gonna lose. I'm gonna lose like a fifth of my health or something.
Maybe even less. The stagger is more what worries you.
Oh, so
Because
is the shot stagger also when you're getting is it regardless of whether you get hit in the face, or is it only when you get hit in the face?
it's typically when you get hit in the face or take enough damage after a sustained period. Like if you're taking like eventually he'll stagger. But a headshot is a guaranteed stagger. If you're hit in the head, you will stagger. And that'll be
Okay.
more relevant in an upcoming room where you will have a chance to get a headshot, and you'll know you get a headshot because Snake will stagger.
Okay, I will go to that room.
Yep. All right.
Ow. Say, I know what you mean because I just got staggered.
Yep. That means you got hit in the head. And you could see it did like no. Oh, you took 2 shots there. Not that that matters. All right. So
The most damage you're gonna take in this act is maybe the frogs and before you get your gear.
there's before you get your gear for sure. There's actually a 50 caliber turret later on that will kill you if you don't have rations equipped.
Oh, okay.
But we'll get there. So for people learning the game, this is probably the second biggest time loss for most of them, because this
Getting
area
lost.
is a maze if you don't know it.
Right.
So I'll teach you the path. But if you're worried, you could always just turn night vision on if your game is too dark. And I can see your game is a little dark, but if that's not a problem for you, it's just gonna be taking lines. Also, after you've completed it, you will see a map show up, and that'll help. So you're just gonna turn left and just follow this path straight down. You're gonna take this right here. You're not gonna go to that item. This like smooth wall here, you're gonna run along, and that's gonna bring you into this room. You're gonna cut around or diagonal, go around this corner, and you can see how Mr. Screamy Face is really useful. Go straight down that hallway. Keep going around. I'm not very helpful with these directions, I know, but it's really just like a feel thing. So in this room with the flapping bird, you want to roll at an angle so that you don't get stuck on this and drop off. I'll show you what that looks like here. Like,
I think I know what you mean. Like
yeah,
it's like
okay.
he falls from a, like he
Yeah, he
falls
gets
from
like
the
a height
box.
fall. So you want
You're
to
trying to
roll.
roll through that railing.
Yes. Get over the railing and keep lined up with these stairs, but not get the box drop. You're gonna go straight through this hallway. You're gonna turn left, go through this room. So this room does have a railing in it, but rolling over that does not save time versus going around there. They break even if you roll and go straight versus just walk around. And then you do one last U-turn here. Come up these stairs. And you're just gonna head to these stairs. And this is gonna be the exit of Militia. So I believe there is a way for me to make the map bigger, but you could see the gist of the map here on my screen for the full layout.
Seems like mostly a straight shot. You have to like make a left and then it like curves around, and then you make a right, it curves around. That's the street view. So like you hold left and then it curves to the left. You make like a sort of like a clockwise rotation and then it goes back north.
Yep. You're basically snaking through this area, if you will.
Yes. I think you're correct. Okay. So I'm gonna oh yeah, this is hella dark. Let me make a save here. Seems like a bit of
Yeah.
a tricky area.
Perfectly acceptable to make a save here to practice your lines.
God, the crouching.
Yeah, he does like to begin the game crouch. Yeah, so this darkness that we're seeing on the broadcasting, this is specifically why I artificially made my capture card a little brighter, because this game, when it's dark, it's dark.
Yeah, I think what I'll do is just is this like the only like area where like darkness is a concern?
It's definitely a problem here. Maybe a little bit in Act 3, but I would say if you're
It's really this room.
it's really this area, I would say, yeah. The other thing is the PMC loading screens, but that's not gameplay. That's just you'll look at it and you'll see, wow, this is really dark.
Right. So my way to work around that is just to boost my monitor. I have like a brightness setting, so I just switch to my profile that's like super bright so I
Yeah,
don't get lost.
a personal solution is perfectly fine. As long as you can actually see, because it's dark. It's not as dark as the MGS3 cave, but it's dark. Yeah, you're going the right way.
That's what that profile is for, by the way, is for the cave. And now it's also for Militia. Oh, nope. It's really not that bad.
It's not that bad. It's just it can be a lot to take in when you're new to the area. If you're used to MGS3 cave, this is probably pretty simple.
So do you roll up these stairs or do you roll up the
So,
next set of stairs?
These, if stairs are short enough, it's only slightly faster to roll up long stairs. Short stairs are irrelevant. However, what you can do to hit this load zone faster is when you get up, because you're turning, you can hold L1 to aim at the wall, and then tap X while holding the analog stick right, and you'll side flip into this load zone. And that is just a hair faster than actually U-turning and walking up those stairs.
That's pretty badass, though. I like that.
It does. That was found by older runner, EXGX Stoner. I don't know how well his name is known anymore, but yeah, it was pretty cool. He found that. What's up, Joe? Alright, so the next room, you're going to get the M4, and that is going to insert itself gracefully into your menus.
Of course.
So you're gonna want to immediately stand up and turn it off, and get it out of your inventory to either nothing or your operator, whatever you're more happy with.
Well, my instincts tell me to have nothing.
Nothing is okay here. All right. So now we're gonna do the rubble area of the game.
Okay, this area definitely confuses me. So,
All right. So the first thing is you're gonna run straight ahead. You're gonna come into this room and you're gonna go left. And when you get to this body, instead of slow walking, you're gonna roll. And if you roll correctly, what's gonna happen is Snake is going to stand up and immediately crouch and let you walk straight into this. So you'll take care of the crouching animation and the not walking over the body all in one smooth motion. You're gonna crouch through this, and then you're either going to, for a beginner, I would recommend just climb up this and then angle yourself and roll. But if you're interested, you can actually roll at this corner to get over this lip without getting a drop down animation like I did. Again, that's a small time save, but it's perfectly acceptable to just, walk up to this, push triangle.
it doesn't look that hard. It's just like roll at the corner, right?
Yeah, it's roll at the corner at the correct angle so you don't drop and so you don't stay on the thing and defeat the entire purpose of the trick in the first place.
Right. This is kind of reminiscent of Solid 3 rolls.
Yeah. And you're just gonna go left, U-turn here. Now this one you can do a similar thing on, but I personally like to just stand up. If you roll while crouched, you will just plow into the wall. So for an example of that, I'm just gonna plow into the wall. But if I stand up first, this one is too tall, but certain ones you can actually roll up if you roll while standing. So once you're up here, you're going to take a slightly wide swing. You're going to come to this couch, and at about this corner of the couch, you're going to roll to that corner right there. And you're going to hold X while doing it, so that when Snake goes prone, this cutscene activates. And did you see how I rolled in that? I actually had control immediately and instantly canceled Snake getting staggered by this rubble falling. Now, you're not supposed to roll like I did, but if you do it optimally, you'll have control that quick. You could already be up and running into these stairs. And that's just going to skip the animation.
Wait, are you supposed to run while that cutscene is happening and the rubble falls on you, but it doesn't kill you?
There's an invisible wall right here that prevents Snake from actually entering this room while the rubble's falling. But he'll be up and moving and running into this invisible wall just like he is against this wall. And then you'll be able to move the first possible frame. So.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like you get a running start.
Yeah. So I'm going to save in case you want to see me do it, because obviously that didn't exactly pan out the way I wanted. All right. And then you're going to turn, and this slope is big enough that you want to roll up it. Then you want to push triangle at the top, push Snake, look at this wall. You want to push triangle so he gets on it, and then you want to shimmy kind of do you hear? I don't know if you could hear the analog, but
you're not actually holding the
correct
step. You're tapping constantly.
Kind of it's similar to the way you do it in MGS2, but instead of being the chaff resetting, you're resetting the animation with the analog stick, because this makes him go across faster. So if you try to do this too quickly, you will do exactly what just happened, and Snake will be magnetically attracted to the pit. If he ledge hangs, just
Just keep on
shimmy,
ledge hanging.
just shimmy across.
Yeah, just accept your fate. This seems like one of the hardest movement parts in the game.
Yeah, it can be, especially if you want to go really fast.
Well, you know me, man. I like to go fast, so.
So a good visual cue here, you'll notice I'm flat against the wall. When I get close enough, you see how Snake kind of popped out here? The moment you see Snake pop out, you could push triangle to get off the wall, and then loop and roll down here. And that skips a little slide animation and gets you further into this room quicker. And then the last thing is just push triangle. You cannot roll up this wall. Just push triangle to climb it. And then
You've tried.
I've tried. And then you're gonna get to the front lip of this little cement block, and you're gonna roll from here, and you're gonna skip 2 drop down animations and roll straight into the cutscene. And that is all the movements for the Rubble area. So I am gonna do it again if you would like.
I would like that, because that was a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I could alternatively teach you Magnum's Rubble skip strat that I don't know how to do, and will be here all night throwing grenades at a wall.
Yeah, I don't think that's I don't think that's the viable thing right now.
One day.
Maybe one day. Yeah.
I believe Magnum found it saved like 10 seconds if you did it optimally.
That's pretty good. I mean, maybe
is, but it's he's the only one who says the setup's consistent. I've tried it for hours.
The only way across is straight through.
Right.
Maybe there's just something you're missing from it.
There might be. That
would probably, wouldn't that be like the final frontier though, with Liquid Easy and Naked Normal is the Rubble skip?
Oh, getting the Rubble skip into actual gameplay, yeah, that would be really cool. That's the only out of bounds caused by explosives that we have that's even remotely viable. So that would be cool to finally get something like that in the run. Alright, so you're gonna spawn crouch, the M4. So you're gonna wanna holding forward's the most important thing. Stand up, unequip the M4. You're just gonna take the lines here. Don't hold square X too hard or you'll like prone like that. I'm just gonna crawl up that, roll over there, head through the rubble, stand up, climb up, get on the couch, go prone, get the skip. Snake's gonna stand up. You saw how he ran into the invisible wall there.
Yeah, he's already ready to go.
Roll up that, line up with the wall, do the nice little shimmy.
Oh man, that looks fast. Look at that. That's great looking.
Get off.
Is that new?
The shimmy?
Yeah.
Nah, that's been in since I started running.
Okay.
Do a climb, and you see I rolled a little early there, so I got an extra little drop animation. That's what the roll at the end is for, to skip both of those.
All right, I'll give this a go. Can you pause that so the audio doesn't play?
Yes, I can.
Fantastic. Okay. I'm also getting Survive vibes from hardcore parkour.
Who knows? Maybe the Survive will kick in and carry you to victory here.
It's possible. I'm gonna save here as well.
Gotta treat old Snake delicately.
So roll. I see.
Careful, Snake. The walls could come down any second.
That's easy. I shouldn't roll there, right? Does he just automatically yeah, he'll just automatically go crouch?
He will auto crouch. There is no reason to roll into crouch zones. He does that all for you. but he does not stand up for you, which is annoying. And you do move slower while crouched, which I'm sure you've already noticed, but if not, yeah, he moves slower while crouched. He did the cardinal sin. He tried, he fell, and then he climbed back up.
Well, I gotta see how it looks, you know. I can't just like, oh well, in a
Can't
run,
just-
obviously.
Can't just nail it first try. You gotta practice everything.
I gotta see oh, redhead man do the shimmy. This is weird. Like, how fast am I doing it? Too fast? Too slow?
Yeah, that looks a little too fast. Like you
I
want him
I
to
really
cover
want to
some
shimmy.
distance.
I really like to see this. If you go too fast, you just fall. Like,
Yeah,
it's too much.
It's great. It's a great little section, and this is the only time you're required to shimmy in the entire game.
So, like that little black line in the floor, that's a good visual cue.
If you'd rather use that, yeah, that's a good visual cue. I look at Snake himself because he actually pops off of the wall, and that his like shoulder popping off is how I know it's time to I can get off the wall. Oh yeah, you also have, if you fall here, you have to crawl really extra far around to shimmy up.
So, what, like the visual cue to press it again is like the foot going out?
No. So look at Snake's right shoulder, and you'll see him essentially like pop off the wall, like he's no longer pressing his chest against it. That shoulder popping off the wall is my visual cue
To do the next tap.
Yes. Oh.
I'm talking about the tapping.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm using the floor as a cue because I'm already staring down unless I like change the camera angle.
I would say whatever cue really works for you. I've never really used a visual cue at this point. It's kind of just feel for me. I would say it definitely, what I'm looking at right now looks too fast. You're doing more movement than distance. You'll kind of just get used to. I can't describe it other than you just get used to it. I'm sorry.
Well, then my suggestion is seeing. I mean, I'm sure if I just look at some examples, but I'm sure there is like an actual rate you want to hit. It's sort of like
yeah. I'll try to get an idea.
Like when you're doing the vent in MGS Twin Snakes, where you're swapping the weapon. Like we know it's like what the fastest is. Just do the shuffle. I mean, I was having great fun with the shuffle. And then you roll down here. And then you climb. And then you roll here. Okay, I still fell. That's fine. It's not that bad.
I do be hitting circle. It's making this take a while.
You are really thinking like you're playing a Japanese game.
It's not like I've been streaming nothing but Japanese games lately.
Hurry and get to the rendezvous point with our informants. First, you'll have to get to the other side of that collapsed building. The only way
Yeah, I want to try to actually get you like a good answer on this this pace. What I like to do for the shuffle.
I think it's something worth investigating, just so there's actually like a sort of a science to it, you know, as far as what the rate should be.
1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So that's what I do. I did it like that. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. And each of those is a shuffle tap. Kind of like a fast waltz, if you will.
I was about to say that's a waltz.
Yeah. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. That was what it felt like to me when I did it right there.
Cool.
So
now we're downtown.
We are downtown. So we're gonna walk around this corner. We're gonna instantly get an alert, and we're not going to care.
To care.
If you are concerned, you can push L2 at any time twice to bring the ration up. So you're gonna come to this right here, like this line is a visual cue, and you're going to roll at that, or actually not the line. You're gonna roll at this dark splotch here. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that on your
I see. It's kind of like an oil stain or something.
Yeah, you're gonna roll at that while holding X, and Snake will be able to crawl under the truck. And you're just gonna go to this first alley. You don't have to climb it. So if you roll optimally, it's actually possible to get across this without a drop.
That's
but
cool.
9 times
Very
out of
hard.
10, you will get the drop there. So it's not worth being upset about. You're just gonna do a roll onto it, slight right, back down the center. So if you look
The
at these
street
buildings,
is slower?
Hmm?
The street itself is slower?
This street, there's a giant barricade here that
Oh,
prevents you.
okay.
You have
Yeah,
to
you
go
have to
around.
take the alley. Okay.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if we could find a way around that. Not
It-
have to go through the alley.
It would be, yeah. I mean, you can actually get up into one of these buildings, I think up there, and roll onto this tank. And the tank, you could actually clip inside of it, but that's irrelevant. It doesn't help anyone. So here, you're just gonna run a straight line. You wanna not look the camera up and at these buildings because there's snipers, there's guards spawning, there's explosions, there's fire. This will generate a lot of lag. So keep the camera rather down and just follow straight down the middle of this street. So at about...
my understanding is that it just skips frames. It doesn't actually like slow you down. It just loses you time RTA, right?
As far as I am aware, yeah, because the game is made to compensate for that, if you
For
will.
its laggy nature, yeah.
So, like, if lag bothers you, I would look down here, but you don't have to look down here. It's just, it's good habit for lag reduction.
Right.
And then at about this light, this corner here, you're gonna start heading just past it at this angle here, and this is where you can really see the 8-directional movement of Snake happening. So if you line it up right, you can just take a straight line.
You're not even changing. You're
straight to this door.
It's so dumb.
Now, this door, you have to actually open it. You can't roll into it. If the door's not open, Snake will just plow into a wall. So just run into the door.
Okay.
If you do keep the camera up while running down the center street, you'll see 2 snipers literally spawn into existence in the building. So that's a fun little Easter egg too, to just watch 2 PMCs poof.
Okay. I will run down the street. And then once we get through the first chunk of Admin Palace, I want to do everything up until Admin Palace.
That is definitely agreeable on that one.
Nice. Okay, so run down the pillars. Is it these boxes? We make a right. Yep.
It's after the second set of pillars where the guards are.
I think I remember you going. Did you go right?
Yeah, I went to the right. I did not go to the left.
That's a faster line to go right then up rather than left then up.
You know, looking at what you did. Oh, yeah, because you've already rolled over the box. Yeah, the right alleyway is directly there, and then you just go straight. Yeah, Plus, you also don't get seen by the APC, and if the APC shoots you, that's a stagger.
Ah,
yeah.
okay.
If it was before the box alleyway, I would say you have a point, because I learned this run off of rank 1 strats that have been adjusted. But I looking at it, I'm walking back there now because I'm curious. Yeah, the alley is just a straight dead shot, and it's just slightly askew. So you definitely want to go right, not left.
I'm looking at your screen to see what you mean.
Yep.
So it's this alley that you're talking about.
Yeah. So when you come out, you just slight diagonal right, and then you just
Yeah.
straight line down here. If you
That
go the
seems
other
better.
way, you have to
You
walk
have to go around.
out and then all the way around back to where this alley would have just shot you
Yeah.
out already.
No, that makes sense. Okay. All right, I want to see these snipers spawn.
Yeah, one spawns on the top. Oh, they had already spawned in, it looked like. Because of the path you took, I think you might have missed it. But you could see one spawns at the top right and one spawns on the bottom left. And you're just gonna run straight to that door. Oops. So do you want to do a palace ascent right now and stop?
Yeah,
at
we'll
frogs,
do
or-
the
okay.
we'll do
Okay.
everything up until the frogs. That makes the most sense to me.
Sure. Oh. Because I exited and re-entered, they're not gonna pop in. That's unfortunate.
This is
Oh.
just it's a chill war zone now.
Yeah. So one more tip. If you turn early here and you brush this car, if you are too slow in this room, the NPCs will shoot this barrel, which will cause this car to explode, and it doesn't matter HP wise, but the animation will cause Snake to ragdoll across the road, and that'll lose a lot of time. So be wary of that car.
But what if it ragdolls me towards the door?
You would probably be slightly faster, but not much. The getting up animation is pretty slow.
Oh man, I really would love to see some ragdoll strats though.
The IL that uses the ragdoll. Oh,
You do
Lord.
ragdoll and rubble skip.
Yeah, what a great IL. All right, so at
I'm already
this point-
ruining your game, by the way.
Yeah, I can tell. At this point, I'm trying to think if I want to do the menu yet or not. No. Okay. So at this point, you're just gonna keep going. You're gonna immediately U-turn, and you're gonna want to snipe this sleep
Mine.
gas mine. Yeah.
Okay.
The operator is more accurate, but obviously it's single shot. The M4 is multi-shot, but it's horribly inaccurate. It's one of the worst guns in the game. So use whichever one you feel is the better option. And then these are good stairs to roll up. So you want to roll just after getting onto them so that you finish your roll at the top. But you can't roll if there's
The
a sleep
full
gas.
way. Oh, and
Yeah, if there's a sleep gas, you can't roll up it as well. So what I did there for visual cue was right here where this like angled slope started. I rolled right there, and that got Snake standing up at the top, and then this one would have a sleep gas mine, and then again roll at the top, and we went up 2 flights of stairs to be at this floor here. And you know you're on the right floor because instead of claymores, there is a sleep gas satchel or a sleep gas mine here. There's gonna be another mine, another mine. You can try to shoot these while moving, but you're more likely to hit them while standing still. Snake is just extremely inaccurate while moving. One more flight of stairs, and then you're
And
gonna
then this is it.
Yep, U-turn, and so right there, you saw I didn't trigger that. If you are on this right side here, you'll just go around that mine right there.
Okay.
You can't get too close to it, but like it's pretty free. And then the load zone for frogs is like a line like that
So
or
you just roll
something.
into the door.
You would just roll that general direction, and you would activate frogs. Yep.
Okay.
All right, and that's Advent.
Woo! I'll have
So
to make a save once we
yep.
skip
the
through 20 cutscenes.
In the new game plus speedrun, optimally this is about 7.5 to 750 minutes for
Okay.
reference. Anything sub 8 frogs is pretty good.
All right, so do this part. I tried. I really tried.
Yeah.
Oh.
You just can't aim it while you're moving.
Man, when the game hits 60 FPS, it's like butter. Okay, I mean that's fine. Nothing too
Yep. No,
crazy about
a
that.
lot of this is movement. Frogs is where this act really turns into, okay, now I'm gonna lose a minute if things go wrong. All right. So now we're gonna do all the way up to
Save.
frogs in one chunk. Yep. Move. There's Snake with his spooky face. And you'll notice right here, operator is forced in your inventory, which is why you didn't bother doing the any kind of menu or anything yet, because the operator was gonna get shunted in no matter what you did.
Yeah, there's operator is just force junk in your inventory in this game.
So what's generally the best way to do this? Like, do you want me to do all the way up the frogs in one, and then you're gonna copy it, or is it just you
Oh, we're just gonna do it. I mean, you could just
together?
no. You should just watch me do it
Okay, all
and
right,
give me any advice.
sure.
You like immediately roll.
Yeah. When you get used to what angle you need to go, you'll be able to do that without adjusting your camera, and you'll be able to just make it on a roll. And you want to go a little wide of that body to not walk over or not slow walk over it.
Ooh. Got knocked forward. You really got to hug that wall.
Yeah. Hey, so that's an example of the ragdoll in this game. If you got blasted by the car, that's the animation you'd have. Which is why you might be faster, but you're probably gonna break pretty close to even, if not lose time, because of that
Yo, I
recovery.
got pushed forward, man. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Time save. I can see it now. I'm looking
Right?
forward to it. Let's get kicked by all the geckos and blown up by all the cars, and you will save 0.5 seconds on the IL.
Well, the problem is that you're not guaranteed to actually get knocked in the direction you want to get knocked in, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the issue. Oh my god.
It's okay. As long as you don't trigger the cutscene, it's fine. This room used to be extremely tight, but thanks to the new optimizations, it has become much more lenient. If you were
Take
learning,
a lot of damage though. Jeez Louise.
yeah, that's the RNG factor of this run. If the APC decides it's gonna headshot you, then it's gonna headshot you. But it's not too big a deal because the Ration will hear you, I think, 75% on this difficulty. I can see you're getting more used to, you're not moving Snake, you're moving the camera. That's good.
All right, so weapons, stun knife for P90, AK for grenade launcher. It's not rifle. Then Mark 22 for sleep satchel, camo, hat, scary hat. Scary hat, and we're good, right? I got everything.
You want to put the syringe over the
Oh,
Mark
right,
II.
the syringe.
And you always want to do camo last because camo has an extra context menu, so it's longer to get out of camo. But that's just a small.
They're not looking at me.
Yeah, like, I mean, you're not really concerned about it. You want to just go right as soon as possible. If they see you, they see you. If they don't, they don't. Because the basic mechanic of this game is the camo index at the top right. If it's blue, that means there's so much noise going around that you're not guaranteed to be noticed. If it's red, that means that you're making all of the noise.
Okay. Man, that it's literally that one turn that is super duper dark.
Yep.
Everything else is fine enough. It's just that one turn. Ah! Ah!
Yeah, get ready to see a lot of people in chat going, "Oh, look, they're screaming again," or something similar. Everyone loves to comment on the screaming.
It's great.
Now you'll finally be able to weigh into the big boss mask should be banned argument.
I mean, I'm kind of showing you how I weigh in on this by the fact that I'm not like, oh, I need to learn new game. For me, it's all or nothing. So I'm either going new game or I'm doing new game plus. It's not like, oh, I'm going to use new game plus, but I'm going to not use the thing that makes me fast. That's just not
new game plus arbitrary restrictions %.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay.
I know what you're thinking. Snake, hurry and get to the rendezvous point with our informants. First, you'll have to get to the other side of that collapsed building. The only way across is straight through.
So, for numbers wise, in case you're more of a numbers guy,
You're definitely more the numbers guy in this community, but go on. Go on, King.
Every like 11 seconds of running with a two-handed weapon loses you 4 seconds. So there's a ballpark for you right there. Yeah,
that is a lot.
It will definitely add up.
Ooh, I got it. Nice.
Nice. Oh, yeah, you did. Awesome.
Okay, Snake. Hurry to the rendezvous point. Your radar is marked with which way to go.
It's the hey. It's the ah! I love it. It's hilarious. It's oh god, he's scary. What happened? HQ is confused. What's going on out there?
Remember, this is a game about psychology and distressed emotional states.
I thought this game was about frame rate. Dude, the frame rate really chugs in that street.
Sorry, what's frame rate? I play MGS4.
Yeah, right. Only on EMU. Only on supercomputers can you really play this game. Ah, come on. All right, this is easy. Like, I mean, there was a fair bit going towards that, but honestly, like,
Yeah, it's a lot of one and done at this point. It's like, oh, okay, I got it. It's just movement, little nits and picks here and there. Now we're at frogs. Frogs is
actually complicated.
yeah, there's a lot going on frogs. Trying to think how long frogs is. I think frogs is 5 minutes of intense action.
It's like half of the frickin' act. It seems.
Yeah, it's a lot.
All right, how should we approach this? Because I know there's like a lot of moving parts in this.
Yeah, so in the past, what I've done is I've tried teaching frogs. Frogs is subdivided into 1, 2, 3, 4 different floors. So what I've tried to do is teach it one floor at a time. That has pros, that has cons. It might be easier for me to teach the top and the floor beneath this one, because then we get a short break. And then I can teach you the other 2 floors.
Okay.
So I
Why
think
don't you just like kind of run me? Yeah, just like run me through those floors together. I'll just watch.
okay. All right. So the the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put your menu in. So if you're running P90, you're going to hold R2 so that you can immediately menu to your P90, which should be, if you push D-pad up, that should be that. You're going to want to tap R1 to get on the M4, and you're going to want to put the satchels on, and then you're going to untap one more time and go D-pad down. This obviously depends on your menu, and it's not too difficult, or it could change at any time, but the movements are going to be roughly the same. You want to put the same setup of weapons in, which is going to be P90, sleep gas satchel, and the MGL, and you're going to push circle on the MGL, swap it to stun grenades right off the bat. So what you're going to do is you're going to run out here with the sleep gas satchels equipped, and you're going to place one directly on this door, and then you're just going to pick these frogs off here. So you can alternatively stay back here and take frogs out and follow Rat Patrol. The problem with doing that, though, is this is Jonathan, and the guy behind him is Ed. You specifically need Meryl, who is in front of me, to enter this room before these two. So the best way to do that is to be standing by this door I'm running towards. And if you saw I shot Jonathan, that staggers him, and that keeps him behind Meryl. So that would be this door right here that I placed the satchel on. And that's because you can see Meryl's coming up to these stairs. If you watch, I've entered this room. She is going to do like what I call a stagger. She's gonna like put her gun down and then bring it back up. you want it to be Meryl first, then you, then Jonathan or Ed. It doesn't really matter. So she put it down, put it back up. You're gonna roll over this balcony. You're gonna come down and you're gonna walk out here. And if you did it correctly, which I believe I was too slow because I was trying to explain, frogs will immediately pop up out of that, just like that. So that's called fast frogs when you get the immediate pop. Unfortunately, I didn't get fast frogs, but for the sake of explanation, that's fine. I will be running this again. So you're gonna.
And then what do? Do you stun grenade them?
Yes. So you pull out the MGL, you fire it in the back as they're popping out, and you want to look away so it doesn't stun you, and then you're gonna headshot both of these frogs, and you're gonna see these shadows of frogs coming. That is your cue. This is probably the one time that audio is like super important. If you miss these, you're gonna hear several like thumps, like frog feet hitting, or like metallic blocks hitting the ground. That's these frogs landing here. The whole purpose of putting the sleep satchel down was so that we will be able to knock these frogs out and skip an entire phase here. So
that satchel you put on the door is for these frogs.
These frogs up here, yes. So to recap that, because once you're gonna get the frogs to come out of that hallway on the right, you're gonna MGL them to stun all the stunnable ones. A frog is going to hop up on the right and left side of this room. You're going to headshot both of them, and in that time, the frogs above will show up. You're going to swap back to the satchel. As soon as you get that visual cue, you can run past Jonathan here, activate that satchel. So this was a frog I missed. So if you miss a frog, you grab it like that. Come to this door frame, place a satchel there. You're gonna head around past Meryl, put a satchel here. You're going to punch Meryl, and then you're gonna stand right here. Now, in case it wasn't clear, while holding the satchel, you push circle to activate it. So that's
how do you know when to press? How do you know to press circle though?
So my
the audio,
cue,
or just running past Jonathan.
There's two ways to do it. When you see the frogs coming up top, I then immediately start heading into this room. When I pass Jonathan, that's my visual cue. If you miss the frogs up top, then you need to listen for an audio cue of frogs going clunk, 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 clunk. I find the audio cue kind of unreliable, which is why I look for the visual cue, but a lot is going on here. So if you do miss the frogs, then listen for a rapid series of clunks hitting the ground. It's pretty audible. Okay. All right. So you're gonna stand here. You're gonna. Did she say contact?
No.
Okay. That's weird. Oh, that's why 2 frogs. My bad. Where does this frog come from? See, this is what happens when things go wrong. Frogs just start appearing out of nowhere. So the thing I did wrong there, I'll explain it after she says contact. See, she did say contact. Now I have to start all over because stuff has gone haywire.
How about I just try and do that first chunk?
Sure.
Then?
Go for it.
Because there's a lot going on there.
There is a lot. It is hard to teach people frogs.
How do you switch to? Oh, you just press circle over and over again.
Yes, just tap circle twice for stun. And then with the sleep gas equipped, pushing circle will activate the whatever. So you see how Jonathan's in front there? You definitely want to stagger him.
I shot him once. I guess that
Yep.
wasn't enough.
Oh. You also want
Oh
to.
God!
No, you got fast frogs. That was good.
I stunned myself.
Oh no. Yeah. So the reason I fired 2 stun grenades was because I missed the first stun grenade. If you get fast frogs and fire the stun grenade in the back there, you lined it up right.
Must be the. Yeah, those are the.
Yeah, so if you hear from behind and that
That
stun
means
grenade
they-
goes off, that means it's too late. That means you missed it.
You gotta do that really fast.
Yeah.
Should I actually have a... I do, okay. Did not want to not have a safe there.
So, if I didn't explain it, the way saves work in this game is once you get a checkpoint, anything done after that checkpoint, inventory management, items picked up, enemies killed, anything at all between that checkpoint and the next checkpoint, if you save even one step from the next checkpoint, it doesn't keep track of anything except for the IGT. So literally, like, you could save at the end of frogs and your IGT will go up by the 4 minutes you spent doing that segment of frogs, but you'll be back at the start of frogs just 4 minutes later IGT.
Okay.
So if you do ever find you missed a save, you can always just be like, oh, I haven't passed the checkpoint yet, it's fine.
Right.
Alright, are you gonna try it again yourself, or do you want me to?
I need to see you do it.
Sure, yeah.
Like,
I'll try to do
all
it
together.
right this time.
A lot of talky, and then it's sort of not really a fluid thing. I didn't stagger Jonathan enough, apparently. I gotta, like, load onto him.
So I'm gonna get out. Gonna put the 90 on, put the MGL on, put the satchel on. So the alternative is you can actually stay here a little while longer and wait for these frogs to spawn, and then you could just pick them all off and you can actually spook this one directly. But the downside to that is it can make, depending on your cycle, this a little bit scarier. So I'm gonna come in here, roll over this balcony, and you'll see those frogs popped in like immediately.
Oh yeah, they just like spawn out of
myself.
nowhere. Oh God, you did what I did.
It's fine though. Headshot. Second frog comes up. Headshot. You saw those frogs running across on top. So satchel. And then spook this frog. What's up, guys?
So when do you know when to start walking? Like when you see the shadows disappear?
I like to go when I see the shadows about halfway. But the sleep gas lingers for a really, really long time. So as long as you go once you see the shadows and activate it at Jonathan, you should be guaranteed to hit the frogs.
If it lasts for a very long time, why not activate it earlier?
Because it doesn't last forever, unfortunately. I mean, I say it lasts for a very long time, but realistically, it doesn't last. It lasts about as long as it takes them to cross that roof. Maybe 2 seconds more than that.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna put that down, and then this was something I missed. I'm gonna walk this way, take out any frogs that are over there. Then I'm gonna come behind Meryl, put this down. Punch her. Stand right here. She's gonna say contact. Hit your first satchel. Walk out here. Hit your second satchel. And then P90 these 2 frogs. Left, right. And if you do it right, you'll see I took 2 frogs out right there. I took those 2 frogs out over there. And I took all 4 of these frogs out right here.
There's like no battle in this commissary.
None at all if you do it correct. So this is where I wanted to stop, was to show you that being done. So now's a great stopping spot if you'd like to try again.
I'll try this. This is trickier. This is actually the first hard part of this run.
Yeah.
Move.
Oh, God, that goes fast. And
So, the reason we both stunned ourselves is because if you try to fire like directly over the barricade at the bottom of the stairs, you tend to smash into it with a stun grenade. I like going a little bit down the hallway more, and then Ed will run in front of you. But that is a better like guaranteed line of shot. So if you go ahead of Meryl, it's not guaranteed to work. Oh, nice. Good shot. You did get them. And also, you went ahead of Meryl and got fast frogs, so that's cool too. That's not gonna work.
no,
That's actually, you just place is not going to work. Because it's on the inside of the door, it's facing the wrong direction. It's not gonna stun 2 of the frogs.
I don't know. Oh God. See, a few of them got knocked out.
Yeah, you should have gotten 2 of them.
I guess they're probably hiding over here.
No,
No,
you're
it's-
good. You can always swap. They took them out. On this difficulty, Rat Patrol will take any frogs you miss out.
They're not that sluggish.
Correct. Yeah.
Whereas
and
like on TBE, it's like they're not that good and they'll die.
they will die.
They will just die.
And if you ever get confused or lost, you can always just one tap Solid Eye, brings it right up. The other thing I'd like to point out really quick is that satchel that we place over there to take these frogs out. If you do not exit this room quick enough, if you are in this room here, instead of spawning here, these 2 frogs will spawn and come through this doorway. So if you ever are just like, where did 2 random frogs come from? It's
I'm not moving fast enough.
Yeah,
so
it was you
can you
not
show
getting
me
out there.
So I need to put the satchel on the frame more outside.
Yeah. So you want it to be on this frame or on the ground. Both of those are acceptable.
Where did I put it?
You put it here. The problem with that placement right there is that only 2 frogs come in this way. The other two go this way.
Oh, okay.
And
So I don't
this
get those
this
two.
gas doesn't wrap around outside, unfortunately.
Okay.
So Rat Patrol's doing its own thing. I've already mixed up the next cycle, but I can teach you the basic gist of what we're going to do. So after we do all that, you're gonna come down these stairs. You're going to place a satchel about here, where this color scheme and this wall meet, on the ground or the wall, whatever you're more comfortable with. Yeah, just ignore him. And then I like to place one here at this strip of sunlight. But recently I've been finding that's not been as consistent as I want. On New Game Plus, I saw Sparty recently. He put not one, but he actually put two down here. So all of this section is drawn a time limit because Rat Patrol is doing a scheduled thing. They are grouping here at the bottom of these stairs. So you need to, as soon as you finish that upstairs fight, come down, satchel, satchel, satchel. And then I'm gonna teach you something to do with Rat Patrol. I have to reload a save to show you that. And then you're gonna put one last satchel right here. You can put it here, or you can put it over here. Anything in this general vicinity will work. But this has to be the last satchel you place. That is very important that this is the last one you place.
Okay.
Alright. So, like I said, in order to teach you that floor optimally, I have to back out, unfortunately. That's how the game works.
Do you think I can try it?
I mean, you can go
Or-
down and put the satchels down. I can explain what happens. So, what's gonna happen is, after you put the satchels, Rat Patrol is moving down, and what they're going to do is form up in a line of 4 at the base of the stairs. If you watch them, you're also running with the P90. Yeah, you caught it. Cool. You're gonna see them like snap into formation. As soon as you see them snap, punch them. After you punch them, Johnny's gonna begin this like frog animation. Punch him. And that's gonna be the animation skip.
Like that?
That was one, and then see how Johnny's like taking a dump right now? You punch him to interrupt that again, and that speeds that up even faster.
Okay, and then you just P90 all these fools.
Nope, you don't have to touch any of them.
No?
Nope. You go to the back corner and you just wait.
Okay, then I guess this is when
Yeah.
I'll just watch what
But-
you're doing.
You did do the punch strat, which that's what I wanted to show you. And unfortunately I missed it.
So that interrupts him from doing his whole
I gotta take
poopy
this
episode.
dump. Yeah, his whole poopy episode. Yeah, that's what it does. It interrupts that.
Just punching them in formation. I feel like standing with them on the roof seems better. It seems.
Oh yeah, over here. I like doing that. The going over there is more like a new game strat. But I mean, yeah, I would recommend you stand back over there. You just have to see how I put that on the floor. If Jonathan had been in front there, I would have been screwed, and I would have entirely missed that strat. So I like coming over here like this. As soon as those frogs stand up, take your shot.
Oh, you're
headshot,
moving way over there. Okay.
Headshot. You can see those frogs up top. Start my movement. Activate it about here. That works well. If Jonathan's not there, it's a ballpark. Put my solid eye on in case I need it. Satchel 1. Come out here. No frogs to spoop. Well, there is one, but Rat Patrol will kill it. satchel here. Punch Meryl. Come on, Frog. What are you doing? Now wait. So punching Meryl was irrelevant because that frog was still up. So I'm just waiting for her to say contact now.
It's a lot of weird stuff you do in this sequence.
Come on, Meryl. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, if you do something out of order or slightly off, then you get weird, obtuse waiting times. And yeah, there's a lot of small things you have to do here. You punch this NPC here, you block this one here, you place this item here, and it speeds it up so much. It's so easy to lose an entire minute on this section.
So I see you going down the stairs. That's actually faster than rolling down?
Walking down the stairs is the same speed as rolling down the stairs, yeah.
Oh.
Up is faster rolling, but down is the same speed roller walk.
Surprising.
That has been timed. Ah, come on. So there was the second punch to interrupt him entirely.
So you punch him again. You just go and punch Johnny.
Yeah. Yep. And now you come to this corner, and you're just gonna wait here. Now, you do not want to aim ahead of time. You want to wait for him to get the exclamation, and both Jonathan and Meryl. And now, at this point, it's entirely RNG what happens. So Johnny gave me really bad RNG and walked behind the box. But you want to shoot either him or shoot in front of him to get him to do that. So at this point, the frogs just blew up a wall. How many satchels you placed is something you have to keep track of. In your current run, you placed 3. In mine, I placed 3. So this wall is going to come down. It's going to hit Johnny and knock him out. If you are too close, it will also hit you. And then they're going to throw a stun grenade on top of it. All you're going to do is run in. As soon as that stun grenade goes off, start pushing the circle button. One for all of the sleep grenades you placed, minus the last one. And then that frog's gonna show up on the right. That frog's gonna show up on the left. And you're done. So she's gonna say, are you alright? Whatever. They're going to kick him to wake him up. And as long as you are in this hallway, when he is kicked, this cutscene will automatically begin to play. And you do not have to worry about him at all.
Okay.
And this is unskippable. So this is like a nice break. About 11-ish minutes into the run. And that is how you do this floor up to this point. And then I'll teach you the last little bit after this. I could do it now, or you can do that little frog fight. What do you prefer?
I think you should just show me the bottom floor at this point. It's the next floor is the last one, isn't it?
Yep, and it's pretty short. All right, so you're gonna immediately come up. You're going to punch Jonathan, roll across the pit. You're going to land on both of these people. Now, if you punch Jonathan, drop down and miss Ed, make sure you punch Ed.
This is ridiculous. It's like
it matters.
I know, it's hilarious though. You're like, if you didn't abuse this guy, make sure you abuse him, okay?
Make sure. So what that's gonna do is, if you heard as soon as I walked through this doorway, a like rumbling noise happened, it instantly began this APC or this bulldozer breaking.
Otherwise, you'd have to wait for them to like walk into the room
Right.
or something.
You have to wait. The moment these stun grenades go off, push circles so that your last satchels go off. 4 frogs are gonna come in, aim better than me, and headshot, 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 headshot. and then you're just gonna walk over here,
Wait,
line up in this.
the satchel like on the frame of that door is.
Yep, the satchel on the frame of the door. The last one you placed, it knocks 2 frogs
That
out.
AOE is massive.
Yeah, it
It goes through.
2.
It goes through the floor. Wow.
Oh no, there's 2 more frogs that are coming from above that it takes out.
Oh,
Actually.
okay.
Yeah. It takes them out. So at this point, I've positioned myself in this doorway. What I'm going to do is continue to abuse Rat Patrol. Specifically, I missed all of them. But the most important one to punch is Johnny. You want to punch Johnny. If you could punch Ed, punch Ed. If you could punch Jonathan, definitely punch Jonathan. But
Just
punch
everyone but Meryl.
everyone but Meryl. Just in this doorway. Punch. The only requirement is that you are in this room and they have started to enter this room, and then you could just sit here and you can punch loop them forever.
So what's the point of punching them at the frame?
So if you punch them here, it prevents. So Jonathan moves into position here, and
You have to
gets
wait for
on
them to get into
Meryl's-
position.
Yes, he gets in. Johnny gets confused and moves here. Ed yells at him and is like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm sorry." And it skips all of that, and it just immediately begins the cutscene if you did that. Oh,
Okay.
and you get the M4 forced into your hand.
Great.
So the last thing for frogs is you're just gonna roll forward. And now I've seen a couple ways of doing this. You could either roll without adjusting the camera, 180 snake and roll directly backwards, or you can like side flip out of this. I think my favorite one is to just 180 snake and roll back out. Otherwise you'll get this weird like landing drop lag in that elevator. So I just roll in and then 180 and roll out. And that's the easiest way. And that's frogs.
Most pointless little action scene where you roll into an elevator and then you step out of the elevator. Okay.
All right.
I will try and do this all together.
Yeah.
I think I probably need to reload at this point. I was shooting.
It would probably be better to do it all in one segment. Yeah. On this floor, it's just a time loss to shoot people. But if you learn better all in one segment, I definitely recommend it. One sec.
All right, we're doing good on time.
All right. I'm good to go.
There's only like, 2 areas left.
Correct. Yeah. Once you're out of frogs, like you're pretty much done with Act 1. For an 8%. This is where the game starts getting hard if you're doing Big Boss.
Right. Well, I mean, it was already kind of tricky. I know you guys have improved some stuff, but
yeah. But this is like 3 really bad rooms for no alerts back to back to back. But that's not what we're here for. We don't care about alerts. So higher difficulties can actually add in another MGL 140 shot if they want to speed this up even more. Fun fact.
ah, damn it.
So the cue is as soon as you see the frogs that landed begin standing up, that's your cue to fire it.
Strong way.
So that frog went to the other side of that rubble pile right outside that door. Oh, you forgot 2 frogs.
They'll handle it.
They will. They will.
I can trust them on this difficulty. Which is good.
Yep. So the 2 frogs you forgot were the 2 right at the end, where after you walk outside and activate the second satchel, 2 frogs hop up on like the balcony.
Oh, right. You have
And
to
you-
shoot those 2 guys.
Yeah, you just want to pop. I like doing left right. Some people like doing right left. I'd say it's personal preference. Yeah, I like to get in them a little more. Otherwise, you get stuck like that.
Come on. Is this because I wasn't fully in the corner?
No,
Where's
it's
Meryl?
so if you aim early, you actually spook Johnny because you're the one aiming at him. So you don't want to aim early. You don't want to aim at all until Meryl is passed, typically.
Oh, okay. All right. And then here, I wait for him to go into the bathroom and get knocked out, and then I get stunned, and then I pop, 3
So
stun.
you run over the stun grenade into the room, and then when the stun grenade goes off behind you, then you pop your satchels, and if you position yourself right, your mask will scare all of the frogs for you.
Okay. And I let Johnny take the lead in the toilet.
Hmm?
He takes
He's
the lead in the bathroom, and then I follow after him, right?
no. You don't have to wait on Rat Patrol at all here. Once Johnny gets stunned by the wall, it is all you.
No, I'm talking about where I'm at right now. He isn't in the
Oh.
bathroom yet.
Yeah. Let him in first. Yeah. He's gonna
Okay.
come around, let him go in. Yeah, if you get too close to Johnny here, he'll actually give you ammo for your gun.
How?
Snake, Eva's been knocked out.
Oh, you might get blown up. Yeah, you did. So, another tip for dealing with frogs. There's 2 more coming. If you do want to CQC a frog, punch her before you CQC her. If you try to CQC a frog from the front, she will grab and put you in a garrote and try to kill you.
Is it even worthwhile doing CQC on the frog?
With the big boss mask, no, it's not.
That's more of a new game strat.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
if you do, for some reason, push the CQC button in front of a frog, expect to be put in a garrote.
Which is R1, isn't it?
I believe you wiggle the analog stick if she gets you put in one.
So I punch Jonathan, roll across, and then fall on them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Be sure not to stand too close to the pit or he will hit you. Also, you're running with the P90, so your punch is a little different. And remember, if you're slow, you want to punch Ed. No, you landed on him correct, but if you're slow, you have to go punch Ed next.
And then you just, like, walk back. When do you detonate this
As soon
satchel?
as this look away, so the stun grenades don't get you, and then activate the satchel when the stun grenade goes off.
Might have been a little slow.
frogs don't appear from up top, you're fine. Yeah, you got them. There'd be 6 frogs there if you had missed them.
Oh my god. What the hell? Punch them.
The moment you get those frogs, you're good to go. Even punching Johnny there is still a little faster than not punching him at all.
Stupid M4. Okay, that is still a bit awkward, but
yeah,
I have a rough idea of how that works. That is
I,
legitimately the hardest part of this whole act, it seems to
absolutely.
me.
I am more than willing to stand here or stay here and watch you do it again if you'd like to try again.
Let's finish the whole act off.
All right. So, if you want to save, this is probably the last save you're gonna need, but you probably don't, because the last few rooms are just gonna be straight running. So you're gonna roll up that, crouch under that. This one you can mash X. I'm gonna do that again. You can mash X here so that you stand and roll together. So that's 3 rolls in total. Push triangle on that and then roll there, and that's gonna be another checkpoint here versus the one that was right there. I don't know why those 2 checkpoints. You're just gonna zig through this hall, and then at about here, this light, probably even earlier, you can roll, and you'll roll straight into a cutscene trigger. This is the famous unskippable cutscene in MGS.
That everyone wants to skip.
Yeah, this is
more
the
so
one
than the laser disable one.
If you skip frogs, you skip that one for free.
Yeah, why not just skip the whole thing, right?
Right, yeah. So once that activates, all you're gonna do is just go into that little, like, wall, and you're just gonna head a straight path down here. If you find yourself, whichever side of the truck you find yourself on, just stay to that side. There's no obligation to go around the truck. Look at these guys a little bit so you spook them, otherwise they'll shoot you on the ladder, and you're just gonna push triangle on the ladder and climb up it. Rotate the camera while you're climbing. You can also see the beautiful frame rate in this area as well. And then what I like to do is right here at this line, I do a roll input, and that drops you straight into the cutscene.
Cool.
And then next room's pretty much the same thing, so I'm just gonna get this one out of the way as well. You're gonna turn slightly left, go around the bulldozer, go this way. You could just bump that guard, you don't care. Now, at this point, you could take a gamble. I like to pull out the MGL 140 and stun grenade that guy right there, because he will unload into you. If you want to be true fast, put the ration on and just run and hope that he doesn't stagger you with a headshot. Those guards all file in, just nice and easy. And you just keep going.
The file
right
in for the
forward,
the
right
file in for
forward.
the scream wave.
And then the last thing, this door is just like the palace. You
No
must
rolling.
open the door before you roll. And that's Act
Open
1.
then roll, and that's it.
That is Act 1. Just make sure you skip the cutscenes optimally. And the one last thing worth mentioning on Act 1 is this screen does not count to IGT. So if you find yourself in I need to take a quick emergency break, this is the time to do it.
Sweet. If I were to if I just keep my screen on high brightness, this would probably be where I would switch it back to standard settings.
Yeah. This is a time for you to relax and do whatever you need. This is one of the few places you are safe.
Man, it took you an hour to finish Act 1.
I know. God. I'm really slipping. I gotta get back into Energy of Sword, man.
Okay, so let's give the end part a shot here.
That is correct, Lan. None of these count IGT. These screens do not count.
Surface.
What the hell was that? Am I rolling too early? You're supposed to roll up that divot
You
as well, right?
Roll up the first one and then walk under the second one. And then after you've walked under the crouch section, then you roll up the divot. And then roll up again. Or roll up the like cliff. So it's roll, crouch walk, roll. And you could be mashing X after the crouch walk, so you stand and roll.
Do I roll up those crates as well, or climb up the
You
first? Then
climb
roll?
up the first one, roll over the second one.
Okay.
And
Hi guys.
you hit a checkpoint
Oh
for
right,
some
I'm supposed
reason.
to roll.
So yeah, and you could just roll straight through these guys. So you turned left to go between the car and the wall. I don't like doing that because while you hit the cutscene trigger faster, Snake is now stuck in this awkward location. So you have to go further out of your way to get back into your way.
I see. Yeah, because I have to turn.
Yeah. That's why I like rolling straight along the back of the car instead of taking that little turn.
Hi guys.
Just out for a casual jog. It's okay. It's fine.
Spooky mask sprint, my favorite. Okay. Easy enough. And it's just remembering where all these cutscenes are. Typical Metal Gear problems.
I would say general rule of thumb is if the screen turns to black, it's a cutscene. There's a cutscene in every room in Act 1. Pretty much. It's insane.
Alright. I'm a risky boy. Let's do it.
Alright. As long as you have the rations on.
Ow. Wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it's RNG. I mean, you got staggered, but you say that wasn't too bad. That was basically a full health bar. Just remember, you have to have rations on if you gun that. I've lost more runs than I care to admit to forgetting to put rations on and just gunning it.
I definitely believe it.
All right, and there you go. That's Act 1.
Hey, it's not Act 1 until I skip the last scene, okay?
Okay.
Let's be clear here.
All right. That's Act 1.
That's Act 1. That's right. Okay, so we're not doing Act 2 because that's a whole different.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's a whole different ball game.
That's where the auto scrollers start. I wouldn't want to do it either.
Act 1's the best act. Is that what you think, or is it Act 5? Or Act 4?
I think
it's Act 1, right?
Say Act 1 or Act 4 is the best act in the game, like hands down.
For the speedrun?
In general, pretty much. I mean, who likes Act 3? Act 2's pretty good. A lot of people like Act 2.
Act 2's decent.
Act 2, the problem with that, or Act 5, the problem with Act 5 is it's just so short. It's literally one room, boss fight, mini cutscene, auto scroller, mini cutscene.
Yeah, I wish there was more to the boat. You should have it should have been like the tanker chapter.
But then you get, in my opinion, possible hot take, the best final boss fight in Metal Gear.
I think that's a fair take. It's a really cool fight.
Speaking of, we might have to dedicate an entire day just to that fight. It's a little complicated.
A whole
No.
3 hours to that fight.
1 hour of phase.
That sounds
No,
it sounds really excessive.
we shouldn't need that. But there is a lot to that fight. There is definitely a lot.
You
to
just
that
like
fight.
infinite punch with a single punch. Easy.
Well, you infinite double, then you infinite single, then you infinite double.
I can do that.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. The problem is the timing changes every phase because the camera orientation makes it different. So that's cool.
Okay. We'll get there. So
We'll get there.
next thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna do Act 1 a couple of times.
Sure.
I'm gonna do frogs again, because that part is kind of nuts. And then I'll do a couple of Act 1s.
Absolutely.
And then you can give me the laydown on that. So we're gonna switch scenes, y'all, and come back, and it'll just be my screen. You can turn off your stream so your laptop doesn't explode.
Okay. Believe it or not, it's actually handling this quite fine, but I respect the respect.
You respect the respect. Okay. All right, we're good. I do declare, I think we're good. Cool. All right, so let's do... How's MGS4? Act 1's chill. Like, it's only really frogs that's tricky. Everything else is just movement. But, I mean, that's kind of what I signed up for anyways, so... It wasn't like, I want to learn Big Boss emblem, so... I'm sure once we get into the actual bosses, then things are going to get a little bit more tricky.
What do you mean? Frogs is totally an actual boss.
I mean, it is a bit. There's a fair bit going on.
You're right. It's an encounter. It's frog slaughter. That's what they call it, right?
The frog slaughter, exactly. Oh my word.
Yo, nice.
I got
That's
fragged.
faster, right?
Not in that case.
Oh. So if Meryl doesn't enter first, I do not believe it's possible to get fast frogs. So again, if you watch the frogs, you're gonna see them flip out. They're gonna like crouch down and then stand back up. When the frogs stand back up is when you want to fire the stun grenade.
That position good?
Yep. That's fine. So it's okay to run out and see where that frog that just went wherever she went. It's okay to follow her and make sure you guarantee to snipe her. But you got contact because they killed the frogs they killed the frog, by the way.
Oh. I didn't even see contact.
Yeah, this is when frogs enters recovery mode, and now it's pretty much just find the frogs and kill them as quickly as possible.
At this point, I would just trust them.
Yeah, you'd either trust them or you'd reset, whatever your ultimate goal is. Having the solid eye on, I would recommend that if you ever get a situation like that, turn the solid eye on. You can get an idea of what's going on here. The solid eye is a very useful tool. So the fact that they're coming means trusting them was the right decision. Want to? Oh yeah.
I think I did it.
It was late, but you did get it. Yes.
There we go.
No, you got super fast, Johnny. So if this happens, it saves 4 seconds.
Oh, nice.
But it is extremely inconsistent. I have no idea how to guarantee fast Johnny.
Snake, Akiba's been knocked out.
Yeah, so you don't want to get too close to these frogs, or stuff like that happens, and frogs actually don't get affected by your mask.
You need a little bit of distance.
Yeah, and all these frogs that are still up, it looks like your sleep gas satchel missed them. So that just means you need to work on your placement of that particular satchel. Not these two. These two always come. It was the ones that were up in the back is what I was talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like learning the game, you probably want to do New Game Plus. At least then you're going to be familiar with the lay of the land. I mean, of course, the lines are going to be very different, and you're going to have to actually think about economy, but...
Well, you actually only have to think about economy on TBE. And even then, if you play on Wednesday or Sunday, you only have to worry about having the rations, really. But your menus, picking items up, menuing, a lot of that stuff does start to matter. What did Johnny do?
Ugh, I still had to wait.
If it doesn't trigger, I find walking back to Meryl and them in the doorway to be the best way to speed this up. But yeah, you never actually were able to punch Ed successfully there, which is why you had to wait. Yeah, you definitely want to go for those headshots. Headshots are a one-shot kill on this difficulty. And those frogs being up there means that your satchel up there was placed wrong.
I love that.
And now you can see if you punch them just how much faster.
Yeah,
it
saves like 5 seconds.
No, you don't have to take out 2 of the frogs, Lan.
Those mine positions seem very specific.
My
Don't really-
experience. What's up?
Maybe I need like screenshots or something, or when I do this, I'll do this. We're gonna do this a couple times, and you can be like, "Oh, that's not a good position," or whatever.
Yeah, thankfully, frogs is one of the things that does have a tutorial, but it's one of the immediate ones I need to update. It's before we added sleep gas satchels into the route.
Okay. When does time start when you load save data, or when you?
For RTA purposes,
Yeah.
if you wanted to do it, I like to do it when the official rules say that when you click yes here. I like to do it when the green bar fills up and the data is actually loaded. So whichever one of those you're more comfortable with.
I'll just do this because it's much easier to
Yeah,
start
that's
the timer at the same time. All right,
that's
3, 2,
it.
1, go.
I like it.
Save data. Oh no.
But we removed RTA from the boards recently, and not a single run that's been submitted since has included its RTA. So I'm just like, whatever. People don't care.
I did it like slightly early.
Yep. Oh, you did roll though. That's an improvement. If you had held X, you probably would have laid prone into the LZ.
Oh my god. I love that the menu lags there.
Mm. Yeah, it does. The annoying thing about cutscenes is you can't skip cutscenes immediately. You have to get a feel for when you can skip them.
Yeah, that's the problem with these later games. Like, you have to actually, it's the same deal in Survive. You have to, like, wait for the action to occur before you can skip, or else you may accidentally continue instead.
Mm. At least you can buffer the up button. You at least can buffer one input. Oof, that's a lot of damage. That's the downside to this new route, is if you get lit up, you can get lit up.
I wonder, it might be possible to die, honestly. Oh god. Naked
Going
normal.
around
I went the
that
wrong
side,
way.
going around that side of the barrel is slightly faster, but it's significantly more risky because the APC has direct line of sight on you.
Oh, okay. I'm just going with my instincts here as a soldier, as a gamer, you know?
As a gamer, yep. On naked normal, dying here would be, you'd have to stand around since you have the ration. But it's definitely, I can tell you for a fact on Big Boss Hard, you can die there if you try that strat. So,
Think I got everything.
it looked like everything, yep. And again, if you're not exactly enjoying the P90, you can skip the P90 and use the operator instead.
P90 feels fine. I feel like not using the P90 would be significantly harder. I forgot to change my screen. Well, I'll try to do this in the dark. It's literally just this one spot that's the problem.
So you don't need to walk around the guy. You could just walk straight through guys.
You just walk through dudes.
Yep, just walk through them. There's no reason to be scared, unless you have an alert. If you have an alert going, it's extremely unlikely to happen. But if you walk into a guy and he is actually able to melee you, be tapping the triangle button, and if you press it when Snake impacts the ground, he will actually do a tactical roll and recover back to his feet. but that's
Oh, right, that
extremely
weird,
yeah.
that move.
It's extremely unlikely to happen with the scary face, but it could. It could.
I love that. I love that side roll. I love that. That's so fun.
Yeah, it's a hidden gem of movement.
Oh, for sure.
There's a lot of cool movement in this game that you don't get to see. There's so much to this game that if you just play through it, you would not see.
Hurry and get to the rendezvous point with our informants. First, you'll have to get to the other side of that collapsed building. The only way across is straight through.
Nice. Oh, climb, Snake. No! Alright, we're shimmying.
The shimmy of shame.
How much time does that lose?
I don't think anyone's timed it other than the wall is 100% faster than the hand grab.
Thanks. That's good to know.
I could time it. Doesn't hurt. All right.
Okay, Snake. Hurry to the
Time shimmy versus shake.
Which way to go?
It's like I was still in a crouch.
Sometimes I wish this game was like Ground Zeroes where you could push D-pad down and uncrouch, but that's wishful thinking.
Press the C button on my keyboard. Sneaky.
I'm pushing crouch and it's not working.
That looks like it's always gonna like ragdoll you, but nothing happens.
Right? I don't even know why that missile is even there. I guess it's to introduce the helicopter, but like it feels so irrelevant. I don't think it's even possible to get to it on time.
Oh my word. Trying to do it fast. At least we have 674 operator bullets.
Yeah, you're right. I should have given you 999.
And there's risk.
Yeah, less bullets. Have to be more careful with my shots.
It should be even more accurate by at least a third because it's not 999.
I think on LE you get over 2,000 bullets if you want them.
It's
I don't
not
know.
enough.
I don't know where Snakes keeps the bullets, but he has them.
In his cranium. That's why he looks like that. I like that Meryl beats Snake. It's like, man, you look rough. You look like you've been through hell. So when you're sitting over here, do you go for the dudes on the...
I shoot the right frogs, and then I walk up to the left frogs because you can actually spook the left frogs with the mask. If I do shoot one of the left frogs, you want to place it on the door because it's faster than the floor.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you'll get fast frogs because you didn't let Meryl stagger. You did get fast frogs. Nice. You're still firing that first one too early, but you're all firing the second one right. Not like ammo management for that thing matters. This one you can place on the floor if you're not comfortable getting it on the wall.
It's pretty slow on that because
Yeah, somehow a frog managed to get around somewhere weird.
okay, I'm just gonna trust.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that frog came from or what exactly happened there. It's probably one of the two frogs that hops on the wall during the initial part. If you don't take them out, they start hopping all kinds of weird places.
Are you telling me how these spots look?
The last time you put the one on the far
God,
so an alternative strat, the one you're putting on the banister, the last one you're placing, punch Rat Patrol and Johnny first, and then while Johnny's moving into position, put the last satchel down. If you're finding that you're not moving fast enough, that would be my recommendation. And
he's scared now.
yeah, if you shoot too early before the exclamation shows up, then you actually scare him and make it take longer.
I saw him do an exclamation though. That's the part that was confusing.
Huh. I didn't see a first exclamation. I only saw the one after you shot him. Oh dear.
Snake, Akiba's been knocked out.
Alright, so let's look. Did you get all the frogs back there?
I missed one. Damn, that shot from Meryl.
Oh, no, that frog, that's not a frog you missed. Those two frogs are scripted to always show up.
Oh, so I got all of them.
You did.
My-
You got them all. Those were great satchel placements. Did you made sure to only use 3, right?
Yes.
All right, good. And yeah, that was great satchel placement. You took them all out.
Act 1's pretty fun.
It is.
It's chill.
It doesn't feel like the
It doesn't feel long, really.
No, it's about 16 minutes of real time, depending on execution. There you go. You got them both. So that should have started it immediately.
It did.
Now, let's see. The last satchel looked good. So yeah, once you get the hang of where these 4 frogs are going to be. Okay. So the satchel placement was fine. So maybe what Lan was saying, he said that he experiences more often that taking 2 frogs out from the bulldozer is more consistent. So you might want to take out a frog, then pop it, and then take out another frog, because the mask will be able to scare one. So that might be you know,
You told me to do it
figure out
when
your
the
timing.
sun went off.
Yeah.
So
I if it's tied to the frogs, I've never noticed it, because I go for the headshots. I could take the frogs out really quickly and get them. But if you're having trouble nailing those headshots, delaying it until after the stun might be a better alternative to guarantee you hit the frogs up top.
So maybe like wait until you have it fades away,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like
yeah.
a second after the stuns go off or something.
Maybe wait a little bit longer. That way your math takes one frog out, and then you can P90 another frog in the head quick enough, or quickly after when you can actually see, and the sleep gas satchel will take out the 2 frogs up top.
Can you feel the SSD speed? The SSD install speed, is it real?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely real. You can feel the SSD install speed.
This game isn't that long, folks. You just have to install a solid state drive in your PS3 and then it'll be fine.
For reference,
Especially if you skip all the cutscenes.
for reference, I watched one of the runs that I verified for this game. When they swapped to an SSD, they saved over 18 minutes of real time.
My word, that's all absurd.
Yeah, they were very happy. He was very, very happy when he was like, I can't believe I saved this much time on an SSD. And he's running, I think a Catch K or something like that. So yeah, it was a lot.
Ow.
Big staggers. Oh. Ah. Yeah, so I would reckon taking the time to do a quick MGL pop on the turret guy would have probably been quicker than taking 3 staggers, but that's a gamble you take. Because the stagger it's like an entire half second if you get hit by a stagger. It's quite a lot of time. But I'd say that's more feel. All right.
So how's 1804?
That's pretty respectable. That's pretty good. That's pretty respectable. That means that you have a firm grasp on movement and frogs.
All right, sitting through all those cutscenes is gonna take forever. There's no soft reset in this game, is there?
Unfortunately, nope.
It's a shame.
I agree. It is a shame. Do you asking ahead of time here, jumping the gun? Do you know how your capture card handles Act 4's?
I think it's just gonna do no signal while the resolution changes.
and then
It'll just
pop
do
back
that,
in?
and then it's gonna pop back in. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't think? I assume you've heard that some capture cards, like I know
They
Elgato
like
is doing.
really struggle. They'll
Yeah,
just like
if they some of them, I've had mine completely fail to ever boot back up without manually disconnecting the thing. So, but yeah, if you think it's gonna be fine, then that's good. You don't have to worry about that in runs. I don't know your particular capture card's
I
behavior.
think it should be fine.
Cool.
All right, and try this again. So really, it's just like those sleep satchel placements and some slight adjustments to the frogs, and this game can crash. It doesn't crash. I think you just would Oh, here's some fun question. Well, I guess none of that counts to IGT, right? So if you're having an issue with your capture card, you just
No. So the actual emulator part doesn't count. After the game boots back into MGS1 or MGS4, it's a cutscene and then a save prompt screen. Both the cutscene and the save prompt count towards IGT. So if your capture card says no signal detected and you have to troubleshoot that, while IGT is ticking because you don't know that's happening until the resolution tries to swap back and your capture card goes, nuh-uh, not happening.
All right, ready for round 2. What, I had like an 1805 or something, so let's see if I can get a 17. 3, 2, 1, go. I don't even know if I'm gonna run this with a timer even running, because I mean, maybe just a timer,
It's
like
something.
on my own.
It's something for chat to look at, but it's not going to be
Yeah.
a useful runner. Or it's not going to be useful to you. Well, it might, depending on how consistent you are with this difficulty. Like, I know I usually get to frogs about 7:50, 8 real time. I usually get to lasers about 11:40 to 12 real time. But like outside of a few points here and there, I don't really think about it like that.
Does the save the game also count towards
Yeah.
IGT?
Yep. The ones that ask if you want to save, including if you select save boss, does lose IGT.
Forgot about the eggs.
Yeah. The eggs that I still don't know if I know why they're in here other than they look like the sun. I guess it's a metaphor for life? I have no idea. This game is hard to understand.
That sounds like a fair interpretation.
Snake, it's gonna be tougher to break through. It might be best to avoid that area
Let's
altogether.
discuss the philosophy of MGS4 while Plywood runs the game.
Ow.
So actually right there, you got ooh, yeah, that's some of the worst damage you've had tonight. But you did get, did you see how you got staggered, while rolling over those sandbags? That's, what we call, a roll cancel, an animation cancel. That's actually the fastest way to get over those sandbags, but obviously you can't guarantee the APC is gonna headshot you while you roll over.
Right.
But
That
I mean,
just times
hey,
happens.
you want to be optimal Act 1, you can get the Gecko Kick, the car explosion, and the APC headshot.
Okay, it's definitely not better to go down, I don't think. Actually, I think it is. You want to go down through the list.
For MGL, yeah, I like to push up, if that's what you mean. Or did you mean
Yeah.
go straight? Yeah. That's what I like to do. And again, this file that you're playing on has
A
everything
bunch
in
of
the game.
extra stuff.
Yeah, Sparty's file, if you choose to load that and make your own, has the bare minimum. He also doesn't use the P90 in his. So you'll learn to, you'll either have to do an extra menu to unlock the P90, which is like uh less than half a second, or just do P90 lists. Whatever you're more interested in there. But otherwise, Sparty has everything. Like the minimum amount of everything for a new game plus save. His save is pretty good. Don't move.
So do you use the P90 still? So he just uses the operator during frogs?
He uses the Mark II.
Oh, okay.
I don't like the operator because the operator requires headshots to be effective on anything but LE. I'm started using the Mark II. Yeah. I don't like The thing about the P90, while it's a good gun, is it's a two-handed gun, and it being in your inventory for exclusively Act 1, there's a lot of time you accidentally run with the P90 out. So it's like, it's very beginner friendly, but when you actually are trying to get a lot of better times, running around with the P90 is menuing it in, plus the two-handed movement is kind of eh.
You have to make an adjustment for it.
Yeah,
Snake, hurry
but
and get to the rendezvous point with our informants.
I think the
Side of that
Mark II is optimally the better weapon. Because you don't need headshots, and it can still take frogs out extremely quickly.
That camera angle. Oh my word, it's so easy. Like, you have to, once you're here, you have to 2 3
Yeah.
1 2 3 1 2 3 1. What? Really? Am I just going too fast?
That was too fast, yeah. 1 2
All right.
3 1 2 3 1
What
2
I want a metronome or some junk,
Ooh.
or a little something a little bit more exact, I guess.
Okay.
That would be my suggestion.
I'll see what I can cook up.
Okay, Snake, hurry to the rendezvous point. Your radar is marked with which way to go.
We have to know the frame data.
Yeah, I know someone who can get that for us.
Does that person wear a Big Boss scary mask? Walking, running down the street? Do you know?
Oh man.
Can you imagine walking around with this mask on?
Oh lord. That'd be a sight right there.
That would be quite the thing to take to a convention.
I wonder if he'd scare everybody or not.
Go as Solid Snake with a Big Boss mask on.
Who are you supposed to be? MGS4 Snake, of course. Isn't it obvious?
I think I'll probably stick to the P90, though. I probably have to make my own save. Can you, like, you could just sell everything that you're not going to use?
No.
No?
Once an item's picked up, it's permanently in your inventory.
Wow, that's some BS.
Yep. That's why optimally New Game Plus is not is actually more like New Game Plus, because you have to go through and buy the correct amount of ammo, but you also have to go through and not pick up the extra stuff while picking up the stuff you do need, which is why Sparty's Run has the P90, because imagine doing this frogs fight
Without picking
but
up the
if you
P90.
touch the P90, you instantly died. It's just not gonna happen.
Well, clearly you just didn't care about making the optimal file.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Calling Sparty out here.
Yeah. Calling out the world record holder.
He does indeed have the world record.
I immediately got stammered. That's incredible.
So that shot is almost consistently 100% of the time gonna happen. That there's like a frog that is just dead set on making sure you get headshot right there.
How did you get ahead? If Ed gets ahead, is that a problem?
Yeah, you don't want Ed to be ahead either. You want Meryl to be first. So Sparty's argument was it actually was worth picking up, because if he didn't, you would get a prompt for it every time you did a run and picked it up. So that many frogs alive means that
The satchel failed.
no, not the satchel failed. You didn't your MGL shot failed, or you didn't stay and shoot the frogs that hop on the walls.
What's wrong with you?
The satchel failing would be them saying from behind. Oh yeah, you can also, if you prefer, you can MGL these two frogs, but you'll blind yourself doing it. It's slightly faster, but also pretty much irrelevant because Rapid's already moving. But I didn't teach you that because, well, A, I forgot, but B, I don't want you blinding yourself.
Crap, I shouldn't do these first.
No, these ones first are fine, unless it's
okay.
you don't want to learn the habit. Yeah, as long as you place these three. So only
Actually,
place.
no,
the-
that would make more sense, I think, in terms of the line, because then you're already back here to go over and plant this one.
I mean, you
I
have to
guess.
wait for Meryl and them anyway, so I don't think it matters too much since it's a waiting game no matter what. But if it feels better, then definitely do it.
It's so hard to get to Johnny because Ed gets in the way.
So what I was gonna say was do this interrupt first, then plant that force satchel, but you had already planted it.
You punch them, then plant the satchel, then punch Johnny.
No. Do both punches, then plant the satchel, because you have to wait for Johnny to run into that position.
Oh, right, I have to wait for him to...
Yeah, so you would do both punches, then place the last satchel.
What?
If you get too close to him, he gives you stuff.
I don't want your stuff, man.
Yo, it's ammo for your M4C, the gun you use once ever.
Oh, man, that lag.
Snake, Akiba's been knocked out.
Holy crap, that frog went into 10 FPS mode.
that was we were getting into GoldenEye territory right there. Yeah, there's still...
Yeah, she hasn't said, are you alright, or are you okay? It's those last two frogs have to come up. There's always two more frogs that are scripted at the end after the satchels go off.
Okay, you can just wait there.
Yeah, you just chill there. A grenade's gonna come up. It's random if it hits you or not. Usually it doesn't. That's a new one.
What if I'm in a better position now?
You might be. I mean, again, it's a waiting game, but you might be. But imagine if you would hit the lasers. You know what? Risk reward. I warped you back. It didn't save you any time. That was funny.
Nice.
Yeah, so if you punched him, it should trigger. Alright, so remember, you're gonna do the satchel a little later this time, and see if that makes that more consistent for you.
So I like shot one and then...
Yeah, then pop it. It's a little awkward on the menu, but it might make the upper frogs more consistent for you. Yep, you got the upper frogs that time, so that's great.
Once I punched Johnny, it actually made things work.
Yeah, Johnny's the most important one, but everyone you can punch. That was a lot of rolls.
I'm just filled with mysteries this run.
MGS4 things. That's what we call it. We call it MGS4 things.
Okay, time to head for the surface.
This game has a mind of its own.
Am I rolling too early?
A little, yeah. I like to roll when the shade and the sun meet, but you can also hold X to lay down into the cutscene.
It's gonna auto stand up.
Yeah, it'll stand up after the cutscene. If you go prone into a cutscene, you'll always regain control, stand up or crouched, depending on the cutscene. You don't need to roll into these guys.
I just kind of rolled instinctively. I quit my rations.
Degen. Oh, it is.
Well, this is the last thing we're doing.
True.
It took us a while to get this on, and I also had to take a nap.
Honestly, I'm okay with this. This worked out well. I like this. It's a little late, but like, if you're okay with this, I'm okay with this. This works fine.
Oh, I have to stay up, so.
Oh lordy. I look forward to the Act 1 ILs that are coming after this.
Leg sweeps and rubble skip.
Galore. Also, Ellie's fastest, so you gotta learn a new difficulty.
Pronto.
Oh man, what a redemption.
Dang, look at that. He didn't care.
I like the staggerless. No, that was great. That was great. See, that's what you want. Doesn't matter how much health you lost. No stagger.
No reset run. Oh, I'm definitely... You use that improperly. I thought doing a full run.
Invalid redemption.
Invalid redemption. All right, that was slower, but I also was kind of messing around a little bit.
Still, 18s are pretty good. So, like, IGT wise, that's subtract 233 from that, and that's a 16. I mean, you're getting 16, 15-minute Act 1s. Like, you can't complain about that. That's pretty decent. World record for this act, for context, is gonna be a 16:56 on the IGT screen. So about a minute and a half faster IGT.
Here's my promise to you, Speedy. I will first run of this game will be no reset. I won't reset. Though I don't know why you would think I wouldn't reset. I don't know why you spend 50,000 points on an Act 1 IL that I was about to finish anyways. It makes no sense.
He wants to see resistance early. Obviously, that's it.
Yeah, he wants me to not know how to do resistance and follow through the sewers and
Oh
be
god.
frustrated.
Oh
Because
no.
that's exactly what would happen. So, all right.
Alrighty.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for teaching me. That wasn't too bad at all.
Thank you for having me as your coach. I agree. It was not too bad at all.
Amazed. I think you did not understand what you were spending your points on. Maybe you should look at the description again of what a no reset run means. Because I actually completed my run right there. My Act 1 IL. Act 1 no reset. I did it. I didn't reset. Imagine resetting on a tutorial video. being like, sorry, I did that wrong. It's like, I'm going to do a lot of things wrong. But don't worry, my first run will be a no reset in your honor, our Speedy. All right, folks. Well, that's going to be it for this stream. Like I said at the start, I do not know what exactly the plan is for my slot on Stream Team. I may keep on streaming Mondays. I may stream some other day. I don't know quite yet because of my schedule being in flux. So I may be done streaming on Mondays. Maybe I'll stream it like mornings or like an hour. I don't think an hour is really that good though. Maybe 2. We'll see. But yeah, so far MGS4 is pretty cool. Act 1 is probably the best one as far as just being a smooth ride. Though I don't think Act 2 is probably not that tricky aside from the boss, right?
Yeah, Act 2's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's too hard. Survival is the hardest thing, but on Nick and Normal, it shouldn't be too hard. It's going to be a lot of straight lines.
Right. No, that makes sense. Okay, so we are going to raid Blackie, who now actually has a Twitch channel. And Blackie's going to be in the relay race coming up at the end of the month. Right now, Blackie's doing some Metal Gear Solid 2. So that's pretty sweet. Thank you all for watching. Really do appreciate it. And we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. I'm No Rookie, episode 30.